The world was changing. It became real instantly. A pandemic. Fear, uncertainty, disbelief. Mass shutdowns and layoffs. Shelter-in-place orders. Record unemployment. Economy spiraling straight downward. Consumers turn to digital access for virtually everything. Grocery delivery, pharmacy delivery, home improvement, clothing, work from home equipment and essentials, appliances, electronics, and home furnishings. Our lives and how we do business changed in an instant. So what did members do? Members adapted, innovated, and took action to meet the needs of their consumers, to assure the safety of their employees, their families, and customers.
The biggest change with the consumer that we're seeing today is, one, they want to make sure you as a company are doing everything to keep them safe if they come in or when we deliver or service.
Me and my friend Bill Canham from Canham Maytag always say, if I would have it, I would sell it. So really availability is the biggest obstruction right now.
Today's market, the consumer still looks online at all the different model numbers. But what he is learning quickly is it's not what he's looking at as much as what a dealer has in stock that he can deliver.
AVB's leadership team at this time has been terrific. It's amazing and reassuring when you get on a regional check-in call and you see upper management and people who are the ones that are making the decisions. They're there telling you what's going on, giving you updates, but also listening to questions and issues and trying to help out with the supply chain. So that's been a wonderful help too.
Never said this before in my life, but if anything is almost too much information. It's that good.
I'm trying to get on as many calls as I can that deal with the region or national calls. They've been invaluable. To give you an example, when this all first hit in March, I was on a call that had some nationals on there, and somebody from the West Coast said, does anybody have any freezers? So I immediately got on the phone, called my supplier who had 60 freezers left, and I ordered 20, which is a lot of freezers for me.
We engage with the different forms of chat or with emails and phones, and we engage the customer because now, as everyone knows, it's about inventory. What do you have?
We have sold more through our website in the last 4 months than we have in the 20 years we had a website before.
We began the year already in probably the fastest changing time that retail has ever seen. And then COVID hit. And I felt like AVB marketing really responded to that, changed our catalogs, changed our webpage, got the right messages at the right time.
With all the things changing so frequently, it's pivotal to have a place centralized to be able to come for information on how to deal with the government program that's now different than it was a week ago, and it might be different next week. But to have somebody who's been able to keep up on those things for us and then communicate it so effectively through both emails and your source news has been incredible.
There was a lot of stuff we really didn't have the answers to until we went to the COVID-19 database. But not only that, but they also had the meetings with other dealers to find out how are they handling it, what policies have they implemented, how is it working for them.
All of the members, that's a lot of brain power. That's a lot of ideas. That's a lot of genius ideas that you think, my gosh, I never thought of that. So if nothing else, there'll be something down the road, I guarantee, that I'll think, oh, I'm going to do that in here too.
So as far as PPE, what we did is I used a lot of the group resources on the COVID hub and kind of just to see what everyone else was doing, what the standard guidelines were.
I do love reading the articles about people and what they're doing and the way they're overcoming some things, and you can't run and hide, and seeing other people that aren't is really encouraging and refreshing.
AVB hit the accelerator hard to support and provide resources and information to members. Over 45,000 conversations with members since the summit, dozens of webinars and town halls, 112 region check-ins. The COVID Hub on your source news, built in a single weekend and now has over 250 articles, updates, and documents. Together, AVB and members must keep aggressively pushing forward. This pandemic has not yet passed. We've had some success in meeting the challenges, but there are many more to come. We've definitely won some battles, but the war rages on. But together, we will win.
Jim Ristow, Charlie Sheen here. This is courtesy of the one and only John White. That's awesome. My man, happy birthday. Happy birthday. They tell me that we're 2 days apart. They didn't say on which side, so you're either the 1st or the 5th. You see those math skills? You see how quickly I got to the bottom of that? Anyway, go Vikings, hell yeah. I don't know that they'll be playing on your birthday. If they are, then nothing would be a better gift, well, besides this, than a Viking victory. You are hosting your first virtual convention. That's awesome. I have no idea what the convention is, but good for you. It's going to be a smashing success. Yes, indeed. Just stay focused, and everything will be awesome. I'm told John White mentioned that you have a bit of a bad boy image, like I used to. Well, you know what? I am happy to surrender that torch, Jim, because that whole lifestyle is exhausting. So if you can handle it, go for it. I'll be over here in the background, just kind of, paying attention to just, quieter stuff. So, my man, have the best birthday, have the best convention, and stay awesome. Right on. I'm out.
And now, AVB CEO, Jim Ristow.
I guess I don't know really what to say. Welcome everyone to the 2020 AVB National Convention. We're coming to you live from Sacramento, California. I don't know what that was, to be honest with you guys, but my birthday, it's September 1st. I love the Packers. Everybody knows that. I do not like the Vikings. John White, Tom Bennett, I'm going to get you guys back for this one. I guess before I jump in, I want to do a shout out to our events team. I think they've done a great job blazing a new trail in putting on this virtual convention. We intend to make this the best virtual convention for all of you. It's obviously going to be different than normal, but we're really excited about the next few days. And I hope you, your families, you're safe, you're healthy, and your businesses are doing really well. And I'd like everyone to think about what's happened to many of you since many of us last met. It was at the summit about 6 months ago in March. I think that opening video that you just saw, not the Charlie Sheen one, the one about the members, that opening video that you just saw, it was raw, it's inspirational. I saw a lot of entrepreneurs and a lot of really high integrity people. If you fast forward from March to April, I think what you'd see is industry experts were predicting our businesses would be down as much as 20 to 30% for the rest of the year. Other experts, they were predicting that COVID would accelerate the demise of the independent home furnishings, appliance, and electronics retailer. They actually thought you'd lose market share quickly to the big box stores, clubs, and online. Well, guess what, everybody? They were wrong. That's right, they were wrong. You're not just surviving, you're actually growing. You're actually outpacing most of our industries by 10 to 20%. You're taking market share in what's arguably the worst financial and health crisis in almost 100 years. Think about that, everybody. Really think about that. You're entrepreneurs, you're adapting, you're resilient. It's something I'm really proud about. But we can't get too complacent. We are not out of the woods yet, everybody. There's a lot of uncertainty still out there. We're going to talk about it later. How's COVID going to react? What's the economy going to be like? Inventory shortages. All those things we'll talk about in a little bit. But what I'm really concerned about today, I'm concerned that barbershops and hair salons, they've been closed for an extended period of time. And because of that, I think we're actually returning to the dark ages of hairstyles. I'm concerned about the return of the mullet. For those of you that are not aware, a mullet is characterized by business in the front and on the sides, but party in the back. It's typically worn by a male. There's actually a very scientific ratio of what a mullet is. And I'm sad to report that Dave Meekins, one of our senior executives, went 4 months without a haircut. And because of that, Dave actually exhibited some of the signs of party in the back. But Dave actually did not wind up having a true mullet, because as you can see here, He definitely does not have business in the front. If you look real close, you can see me. I'm the one taking the picture of Dave. So mean. Sorry, Dave. But Dave, after 4 months without a haircut, we actually live streamed him getting his haircut. And you'll be happy to know that Dave is now tight and right. In fact, we were so impressed with Dave, we actually recently named him Chief Operating Officer. That's right, we named Dave COO, not because he got his hair cut, but because he truly deserved it. And for all of you, please do your part to make sure that we do not have the return of the mullet. Now, with these virtual type of things, I can't tell if you're laughing or what you're doing. I know, Dave, you're probably not laughing. But honestly, what we've gone through the last 6 months, it's been really serious. It's not a joke. But I'd like your permission today to be both serious and to laugh. Do I have your permission to laugh, everybody? We figured if they use sound effects at baseball parks, we get to too, right? Love those sound effects. So, as we go into this, let's see who's attending this event. We have 4 groups attending the AVB convention. First, I'd like to do a welcome to the BrandSource members. Welcome in the United States, Tom Bennett is president. I'd also like to welcome north of the border, BrandSource Canada and the Mega Group. This is their second time attending one of our events. They're led by Kim Yost. Welcome, Kim, and all their members. And new to one of our national conventions from the Northeast, New England Group in Intercounty. Their presidents are Steve Moran, Bud Gerhardt. Love to welcome Steve, Bud, all their members, their family to our family. So welcome, everybody. So if you take these 4 groups, the 4 groups that are attending this event, and you take the other groups that are partnered with AVB that typically don't attend our fall event, they roll up to form AVB, the largest buying organization in North America of independent dealers like yourselves. The subgroups, they negotiate special programs that are specific for their needs, but we roll up in mass under AVB for agnostic business services, things where size and scale matter, like retail financing or marketing. And we're going to talk in a little bit how that's going to be so important for your future. So I do want to do a quick shout out, a quick recognition to the employees of our members. Typically you're home, you're not able to come to one of these events, but you've been working the front lines the last 6 months. What you're doing, it's really important. We appreciate you. Let's give them a virtual round of applause, everybody. And our vendor partners have logged on. We appreciate all your support and all the support of our members. So what do we want to talk about today, everybody? We want to talk about success. What's success for our members going forward in this new world? And we believe we have a very simple equation. It doesn't matter if you're a BrandSource member, if you're a New England Group member, Intercounty, or Mega Group, this equation works for everybody. And it goes something like this: entrepreneur plus buying right, plus information, plus technology equals success. So let me share this whole thing in a little more detail. First, you have an entrepreneur that's at the helm of a business. You arm that entrepreneur with the right information in the right way, right now, so they can make good business decisions. Then you make sure that they're buying right, that they have the right acquisition cost. And then the entrepreneur needs to really embrace technology. They need to have a real, live, legitimate web presence. They need to embrace digital and have technology in the backbone of their business behind the scenes. If they do that, they are going to win. They're not just going to succeed, they're going to win. In this equation, you're the entrepreneurs. Our role is to help with these other 3 things. So today, what we want to focus on, we want to focus on 2 of those, how we're going to help you: information and technology. So as we talk about the future, I do want to talk about the past first, because it'll kind of set this up. I want to go back to the summit again in March. The theme of that summit, tomorrow starts today. And how prophetic was that tomorrow starts today? Because the last day of the summit, the world changed. It really changed that day. If you remember, that's when things started to close down. So I want to share a couple things we talked about at the summit, because I think it's going to set up what we're going to talk about in a minute. So in summary, we talked about website traffic and how important it was. We had so many members that were coming from competitive websites and competitive organizations onto our websites, the Alta 360 websites. So we did an analysis of website traffic comparing the two. It found that the Alta websites actually had 30% more traffic than the competitors' websites. This is organic traffic, free traffic on Google. So why is that important? Well, we did a white paper about a year ago now, and this white paper, it analyzed the difference between store traffic and your website traffic. And basically what we found around the country was your website traffic was 5 times that of your store traffic. And these are unique visitors coming to your website. So why is that important? Well, first of all, it's not 5 times anymore. We all know that, right? COVID's accelerated that. But it's important because your website can't be your second store. That's the way most people look at it. Your website needs to be looked at as your primary store. It's your flagship store. It represents who you are and what you do. You need to spend time, money, and energy making sure that it reflects that. And we talked a lot about that at the last summit. To that end, we also talked about at the summit Link for You for members that didn't have the time, energy, or personnel to merchandise their websites. AVB Market as a service would do it for you. So we talked about that. We also talked about chat and how important chat was going to be in the future. But to be honest with everyone, we only had a small percent of our members with chat on their website at that time. And of those that had it on their website, it wasn't being utilized very much for most of them. And we'll talk more about that in a minute. But maybe the most important thing that we talked about, we predicted that online sales would shift, that the consumer would want to buy home furnishings, appliances, and electronics, not from the big box stores online, not from Amazon, not from Wayfair, but they'd want to buy locally from someone like yourself, someone that they could trust to take care of them. We felt this trend, it was coming. Well, the biggest concern that everybody had was, did you have the technology to take care of that consumer that wanted to buy from you online? So we talked about the Alta platform, and we had members that really were investing in online sales during the last year. And we actually showed a trajectory of what online sales were. We did an aggregate of all the members on the Alta platform. And basically what we found was unbelievable growth year over year. This goes through March of 2020. 200% growth. It was actually a little over that. And we predicted going into the future that over the next 3 years, we'd have a staggering 600% growth online. This was an actual slides we used at the spring summit. I want you to remember 600%, 3 years in this slide in a minute. So what happens then? Well, we all go home and the whole world changes, right? We go home and the world starts to shut down. I would argue that there's 3 effects with COVID. 2 of them, they're really easy to see. 1 of them, not so obvious. The easy ones to see, they're all over the news. It's health. People are getting sick, hospitalization, and sadly death. The economy, we talked about it shutting down. Q2 had the greatest decrease in consumer spending ever in a single quarter. But this stuff, it's all over the news. I don't want to belabor that. That's not even what I'm talking about today. I want to talk about the third effect that's subtle, it's not so obvious. And that's that COVID is a great accelerator. And what do I mean by that? I mean that trends that were evolving over 2, 5, 10 years that were slowly going to happen, they're all happening, boom, almost instantly, overnight in some cases. And this rapid speed of change is all impacted and brought to you by COVID. And where do you see this? We all knew where malls were going, right? Well, this is a list of 26 retailers, 26 of them that have declared bankruptcy just in 2020 alone. Also, you look at work from home and how COVID's affected that, again, almost overnight. And we knew online that would be impacted, but how about staples of online, like grocery shopping, or the whole idea of curbside pickup? Who even talked about that 9 months ago? And how about a virtual convention? I mean, none of us thought about that 9 months ago, right? So, with that, how has it impacted our members? Well, your website traffic, and we track this, your traffic's up 35%. That's a lot, but it's not off the charts. And I would argue we always have had really good web traffic, But consumer behavior, it's changed. In the past, they were surfing. Today, they're engaged and they're buying, and I want to show you how we measure that. Engagement, I would argue, is chat online. We now have 5 times the number of members using chat. They're using it, and they're really using it. I'm talking about chat is as common as a phone call now for people that really are utilizing that service on their website. We're actually doing thousands and thousands of chats a day around the country, and this wasn't even the case 6 months ago. In fact, we're trying to track chat, but it's blowing up. Their numbers are so high. So if you're not doing chat, please do chat. And if you're doing chat but just have your toe in the water, now's the time to jump all the way in. Now this is that slide from just a couple minutes ago where we are predicting 600% growth over the next 3 years. We measured same store sales, the same people from March through today. And our sales were actually up 825% in just the last 6 months. Unbelievable. But also, many of you jumped in that weren't doing online sales before March. So we have all these new members selling online on the Alta platform. We're actually up a total of 1,300% in 6 months. It's hard to fathom, it's off the charts, right? But how did we get there? Well, besides the consumer and COVID, you took action. If you remember, this was a slide from the summit also. We were imploring you to take action and take action now. I'd like all of you to think about where you were March 13th. Think about where your business was March 13th and all the things that have changed between March 13th and today. Really think about that. Now I want you to go back to March 13th. And if I said, hey, you're going to need to do all these things before August. You're going to need to change your business in this way, and you're going to need to do PPP and PPE and all that goes with that. You would have said what? You would have said it's impossible. But basically, you guys have taken action. You've worked harder than probably you've ever worked in your careers. I know that's what we do too. But with that said, we cannot hit the brakes. We cannot slow down. In fact, we need to hit the gas pedal. Why? Because COVID, this great accelerator of trends that are coming, it's not slowing down. We need to get on top of the wave to ride it and not get crushed by it. And we have some ideas how. I think one of the best case studies to look at is Amazon. In 2008, when the economy was at its low, what did Amazon do? They doubled down. They saw the trends that were coming and they overinvested in those trends. They did new technology, imperfectly but quickly, and look at where they're at today. That's what AVB is doing today, everybody. We're doubling down on technology, doubling down on solutions for you all, and you're going to have to double down as well. So we've got all this information, and remember, we also started a checklist for success at the Spring Summit. Many of you, you've checked some of the things off it, but now we need to figure out what else to put on it, what you need to double down on. And let's start with digital marketing. I've talked to some of you, you're actually cutting back some of your traditional marketing because you say you don't have enough inventory and too many customers. Well, that might be okay, but with digital marketing, I'm going to argue you need to double down. Now's the time the consumers out there, they're looking for product, they're looking for the right place to buy, and where are they going to find you? It's online. And some of our members, they actually haven't jumped into digital yet. So for them, we're doing a launch program, a launch package. It's 25% off. Plus, if you do co-op, it's almost $0 out of pocket. Go to the AVB marketing booth to get the details. For the rest of the members already doing digital, we're going to do something really big in Q4. More on that to come. But regardless of what the group is doing on digital, you all need to double down on digital. So obviously, everybody, not all business is done online. A vast majority, it's still done in the store. In the path to purchase, it's still on the sales floor. And we're going to roll out something special for your sales floor. It's actually a selling solution. We call it Kiosk. It's spelled with a Q, just like Link. And rather than me give you the details, we're going to show a video that will do it for me.
Introducing the AVB In-Store Kiosk. This new tool allows you to sync your website's product catalog with the in-store kiosk seamlessly. The in-store kiosk allows customers to browse your website while they wait on a salesperson, or your sales team can utilize the kiosk to show products that may not be on display. They can do this via the kiosk monitor or from an iPad anywhere in your store. The kiosk delivers more than just a product browsing experience. Because the kiosk is a reflection of your website, your customers have the ability to see promotions, view your best sellers or in-stock products, and they can even make an order online directly from the kiosk. Lastly, in privacy, your customers can apply for 0% financing through the BrandSource credit card directly from the kiosk, which will have an equal approval rating as if you were managing it for them. Enhance your customers' in-store experience with an AVB in-store kiosk today.
All right, that was a great video about the kiosk. It explains some of it, but not all of it. John White, he's going to talk more about the kiosk program in his keynote on Tuesday. But really, what you really need to do is go to the AVB marketing booth to really understand what kiosk can do for you and your business. There's a monthly fee for it, but we're actually including the first store for free with the commerce website. So just a great value. And if you need hardware, we've actually put a package together with a touchscreen monitor, stand, point of sale, the microcomputer. It's $200 a month, 12 equal payments, and then it's yours. So we've gone over a lot of information, everybody. And speaking of information, we want to make sure you get the right information in the right way right now. And to that end, we're going to continue doing what we've been doing with Your Source Magazine, YourSourceNews.com, the region meetings and check-in calls, and the one-on-one consultations where we've already done over 45,000 consultations since the Spring Summit. But everybody, things are changing more rapidly than ever, and we know we need to do more. So I'm proud to announce that we're going to launch AVB University, the Fall Training Series. What I'm talking about there is every Tuesday and Thursday, we're going to do specific training just for you. And here's the way it works. On Tuesday, we're going to actually do vendor training. This training will be 45 minutes to an hour. Vendor training typical of what you would see at a summit or convention. On Thursdays, we're going to do general business training like what Joe Higgins would do. This all done for you under AVB University. And it's free for BrandSource members, New England Group members, Intercounty, and Mega Group members, and all your employees. And if for some reason you can't make the live session, it's actually going to be libraried and have it for you 24/7. Just an unbelievable thing that we're proud of, bringing you AVB University in the Fall Training Series. Knowledge is power. We're going to give you knowledge. So let's do a big finish, everybody. I want you to go back. Remember April. Experts were predicting our industries could be down as much as 20 to 30%. They predicted your demise to the box stores, club, and online. As we said, they were wrong. They were wrong. In AVB's outpacing the industry like you as well. We have more new members joining than ever since COVID hit. More new websites. Why? Because dealers are actually finding us. They want the technology that's driving business to your business and to your website. I want everyone to hear that AVB members, it doesn't matter if you're New England Group, Intercounty, BrandSource, or Mega Group. I want the world to actually hear that AVB members, they're not just surviving, they're actually taking market share in what's arguably the worst financial and health crisis in 100 years. It's amazing what our members are doing. And they're outpacing most of our industries by 10 to 20%. Now vendors, I know you're logged in and listening. You should be thinking about where do you want to double down. I've got a pretty good idea right here with AVB and our members. So don't forget everybody, we're not out of the woods yet. There's still a lot of uncertainty out there. But what we're very certain of is there's an equation for success. If you have one of our members that has an entrepreneur at the helm, they have the right information, they're buying right, they have technology, they will be successful. And also remember, COVID, it's a great accelerator of trends. We need to put our foot on the gas pedal, not the brake. And why I'm so confident? You've already been doing that for 6 months. You can adapt, change, and move. And remember the theme of this event, tomorrow starts today, and I literally want to talk about tomorrow. I'm going to challenge everybody, get on the software. Take some time. Our staff, they'll help you. You need to work on your business. Please, 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 don't work the floor tomorrow. Go someplace quiet. This is important for you and your business's success. And it's time for you to use the checklist. Double down on technology. Embrace Link for You. Embrace the kiosk and the commerce platform, and double down on marketing. And obviously it's time to double down in staying connected, using YourSourceNews.com, being on those regional check-in calls, and now in the fall, the AVB University Fall Training Series. If you do this, if you follow the plan, the checklist for success, you're going to win. And I'm not talking about just now, you're setting your business up for years to come. All right, everybody, I want to leave you with 2 quick thoughts. One is how blessed we really are. Think about it. We're in an industry of high demand. Not all industries are like that. So no matter what we're dealing with, inventory issues, whatever it might be, just remember how blessed we are. The second thing is, remember that you have a team behind you, the whole AVB team. They're working on your behalf and they genuinely care about you and your well-being. So I'm proud of what you guys are all doing. We're proud of the team that's helping you do it, and it's really an honor to serve you all. So have a great show, and remember our COVID tagline, stay safe, stay positive, stay committed. Until we see each other again, everybody, thank you.
We now invite our BrandSource members to please join us for the Stampede by going to My Schedule on the menu tab and joining the Stampede in session. For everyone else, thanks for joining us, and we can't wait to see you all tomorrow at the Expo.